Oh, we seem to be having a bit of a tech issue, which Corey looks like he's fixing.
So yeah, we just changed the entire setup basically, and I forgot to re-enable the audio track on the main stream now. So we are now live, good to go. You can redo your intro.
Right. Welcome back, guys, to FTLG's third online extravaganza. Here we have deschain33 doing Resident Evil 2 Remake, Clair A Standard, 60 FPS. Deschain, take it away.
Hi everyone. So I'm a variety speedrunner, RE speedrunner, and soul speedrunner. I do a lot of things. Today we're going to do Clair A 60. We'll talk about why specifically 60 FPS during the run. But before we get started with the run, I know there was an incentive, so I would like to know what costume won our incentive for the day.
Corey, can you check on the costume that run, please?
Last I checked, it was 90. Let's bring it up. Yeah, it's 98.
98, perfect. Everyone's favorite Clair A costume. There are no runners in this game that hate this costume ever. All right, so we're gonna start off with Clair A standard 60 FPS. Time will start when I skip the second cutscene. All right, so in 3, 2, 1, go. So the first thing I'm going to do is something called a shift boost. I apologize for my dogs. Perfect timing on them. So a shift boost is when you... Give me a second. I'm going to just have to mute for a minute.
Sorry, can we restart that? Sorry, my bad. I thought Corey was on the timer. Sorry, I've got the timer going. If we just want to count me down again, please.
Just restart. It's like 10 seconds in. Here, we'll just do a quick restart. I apologize for the dogs.
I apologize for messing up.
Perfect timing on the dogs. All right, so in 3, 2, 1, go. So first thing we're going to do is something called a shift boost. Basically what I'll do is I'll hold W while skipping a cutscene, and then the second I have control of my character, I'm going to press shift. This skips this little animation that the characters have where they kind of like get up to speed, where they jerk forward, and it saves like 0.2 seconds per successful one. See how Claire just goes immediately into the run? So let's talk about FPS, specifically why I chose 60 FPS. So 60 FPS requires the runner to do different strats versus the 120 FPS because the way that the knife functions in this game. So it was very early discovered that the knife damage is tied to frame rate. It registers more hits the higher the frame you have. And to make it fair for the community, the mods made it so that we have 60 and 120 FPS categories. Otherwise, you have a pay-to-win system because the better your computer is, the faster you can complete fights. And that's not fair. So there's the 60, 120 category. So 60 FPS, we have to pick up the spark shot later on because our knife doesn't do as much damage. It's also slower on some inputs. For some reason, there's like menu input delays and stuff. They're more on 60. And some of the zombies function differently. For some, it feels like, I'm not sure if it's true or not, but it definitely feels like zombie AI functions differently the lower your FPS. So what I'm doing here is something called stair skating. At specific intervals, I'll be clicking the aim button to try to make Claire skip an animation go up faster. On the smaller staircase, I'll show you what the walking upstairs animation looks like normally. This zombie can be a pain, so I'm going to take a little bit of a wide angle. There we go. All right. So this game is timed by in-game time. All right, so I'll just show. So see how she just like kind of slowly goes up the stairs? That's why we do stair skates. It saves time throughout the run. So the game's timed in-game time, so cutscenes don't count towards IGT, neither do pauses. But since we're doing RTA, I'll try to do some, like I'll skip cutscenes as fast as possible, even though you would do that in a normal run as well. So you saw me take 2 bites from that zombie. Something strange about the female characters in the RE engine, specifically the third-person RE engines, is not true in RE7 where you play as Mia. You move faster in Caution. It's because of this little reset animation that she has. This is the only time I'm going to do like a strict IGT strat. Once you hear that door smack once, you're going to pause for about 5 seconds. This is on a real-time timer, so you just pause there to save your in-game time. Now we're going to do a strat here. Because Claire's faster, we can run along the left there and run between these 2 zombies. On Leon, you would go towards the right. We're going to go up to meet Marvin. Marvin will give us the knife, and we can continue. So we also should talk about some of the basic mechanics of this game. Every RE game after RE4 has a system called DA, or difficulty adjustment. It'll artificially inflate the difficulty of the game the better you do, and also decrease the difficulty if you're doing bad. On 60, you optimally don't take any additional damage. You want your DA to be around 7,200 once you get to the 3rd G boss fight. On 120, you would take 1 hit. So we have to watch what items we pick up. I'm also doing these movement techs called stair skates, where I'll let go of the forward button, tap the direction I want to go, and aim, and to do a quick 90-degree turn. Coming up is one of the highest reset points in early game. We name all the zombies that kill runs. The next one, his name is Marks. He kills an awful lot of runs. Mainly because he's on a staircase. Getting bit on a staircase is an automatic knockdown, so hopefully that doesn't happen here. All right, so since I shot twice, to be able to make sure I have good inventory, I can't reload here. Normally you would reload once. You would reload and then continue.
What was that?
So let's talk, I want to talk a little bit about the 98 costume. So one of the reasons a lot of runners don't like it is all the other costumes, well, not all the other costumes, a lot of other costumes will show you what sub-weapon you have equipped, a knife, a flashbang, or a grenade. 98 costume doesn't. So when I fell there, I did a little manip for that female zombie there. Excuse me. By shaking the camera, she generally will walk away and leave you alone. Oh, this is actually good RNG. 111. Crazy. Good RNG in a marathon. All right. So these puzzles they start out random, but they have the same solution. That one is lion, leaf, bird. I'm also going to try to keep items in specific spots. That's just because you optimally want your items within the first 4 sections. 1, 2, or 3, or 4. This is one of the hardest menus in the game. All right, perfect. That menu, you can lose easily 3 seconds on that menu.
I've got zombies everywhere. Marvin?
You also optimally would bind inputs to multiple keys. So here I'm gonna double input in my for the activation, as well as double input. I'm gonna pause buffer here because there's a randomness where the cop zombie from earlier shows up here. His name is Callahan. He likes to jump on you through that door. And so basically what we're doing right now is just running through the first time through the RPG, picking up some key items to be able to make our way into the underground. That's what we found out from that first cutscene where the cop gets torn in half. We didn't watch it because cutscenes are slow. So far, this is pretty much the same as you would see in a 120 run, because the main difference you'll find on 60 is, and there's a little bit slightly different routing in the sewers as well. I actually like when he's here, even though you have to shoot him, because he doesn't hide around the corner. He can hide around that corner, and when you're at optimal times, you kind of just YOLO that area and quick turn, and he can just jump on you.
Time to read you a quick donation.
Yep, of course.
So 00 Tyler donated $20, saying, "Here's to the taxi bro." Sorry, Falco. Good luck for the rest of the run, CDT.
All right. That was a bit scary. That zombie I missed. He can give you different RNGs as well. RPD1, we split the names for them into different spots. This is RPD1 because it's the first time you're in it. There's a bunch of different zombie RNGs. That guy was, he can either be there, not be there. He can be there looking away from you, or he can be there looking towards you. If he's there looking towards you, he generally moves towards you and then will bite you if you don't shoot him. This is Randy. Love when he does that. Thank you, Randy. Oh, I should probably look at him so I don't get hit. Okay. Sometimes Randy wants to behave. Sometimes he just likes to hit you the second you walk out the door and can't do anything about it. It's up to him. Oh, my bad. Wrong way. So I can't really control Randy. We tried to by looking at the lickers, but there's nothing I can do when he's just standing right there. And hits you. So that does a DA hit. But like I was saying earlier, doing DA, lowering your DA in this category is not actually good, because you have to do a different strat when you get to G3 if you don't take any more damage. Because I missed a lot of ammo, I have to pick up some safety ammo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this, pick up this ammo and throw it in the corner. And because we're on 60, we have extra inventory space. So I can actually have that ammo in there. Later on, it's not going to worry it. We're also going to pick up the pouch after G1. Whoops. There we go. All right, so now we have all 3 medallions. We're going to look at the ceiling here because it avoids this licker hitting you. Lickers function very weirdly. You can also look at the ground there, but it's less consistent. So looking at the ceiling is great. 1, 2 zombies here. All right, we should be fine. If there's 3 zombies there, you have to go back up the ladder as soon as you get down. Otherwise, they'll bite you. Only 2 zombies can lunge at one time in RE2R. I think in RE3R, it's changed to only 1 zombie. So that one hit put me into low caution, which isn't great. Still isn't a bad secret room, though. All right, so now we're coming up to the first major difference you'll notice between 120 and 60. On 120, this fight takes about 14 hits optimally, 16 on average. On 60, it's more like 32 to 37. And you have to react differently. There's a bit different movement as well.
Hello? Hello?
So this is where we meet Sherry. She warns you about someone that's behind you, which is Burke and her father. We don't find out it's her father yet. And here he is. So I have to circle around him. He should phase here, so we'll go circle around him again. Slash him in the front a little bit, and then we're going to stand right on his big arm on the side there so he doesn't go for a grab. Perfect. Now he's going to slash down, and then we can just slash him. We stay on him and just get through. Not bad. So that's the main difference. On 120, you would just run at him, aim down, and just go and just slash, and he dies in like 14 to 17. So I'm going to take my first safety strat for the marathon. I'm going to pick up this pouch after G1. It's in the locker on the right. It loses maybe like 4 seconds.
What's your mom like? She wears an umbrella.
But it will allow me to have extra inventory space so I can keep herbs on me. Specifically for lab liquor section.
My mom's always at work.
Which is a section in the labs later on that kills an awful lot of runs. And also if you die there, it's a 2-minute time loss. Or 2.5-minute time loss. Something really huge.
Worked with my mom, but he's gone. Wow. Both of my parents are gone. And...
So now we're in the basement.
Over there!
The basement has a couple of strats that we're going to do as well to dodge these lickers. But first, Sherry gets taken away by the psychopath chief of police that the RPD has. So we have to go save her.
Then that asshole gets...
To do that, we need to find a key card. So we see more lickers. That's fun. I'm going to quick turn here and specifically not quick turn into this room. If you quick turn into that room, that licker goes to the ceiling. And he'll end up hitting you. which is just a very strange way that lickers behave. All right, and then when I'm coming back in, I'm going to shoot this door. Please don't hurt me. Okay, we should be fine, but I'm not 100% sure. All right, we're good. So that usually baits the lickers. He doesn't usually jump on the ceiling, but that baits the lickers into going towards the sound of the gunshot. Right there, I look at backwards because the licker's first thought when you're looking away from it is to get in front of you so it can jump on you. So you can just bait him away and then run away from him.
Must be where that guy came from.
And now we're entering RPD2. RPD2 is another heavy reset point. I'm going to do something to help lower the chance of it being bad. We're also going to pick up a herb here coming up after this elevator so I can go back to high caution. Herbs heal 400 health. Runners in Resident Evil 2, a lot of RE runners have something called an SRT, which is the speedrun tool, which allows you to see your DA score, health score. You can also see enemy HP, and it's allowed in the runs. So I have it running. I don't have it displayed to stream, but it allowed me to see that I was at 380 health, so I could just heal up to high caution. So what we need to do is we need to find 2 electronic pieces in order to solve a puzzle. They're scattered throughout RPD, so we're going to go there as fast as possible. The reason that you that I don't examine that before to get the key is because you go into the menu one last time, so it saves a bit of time. Right now, this zombie is a pretty difficult shot, so hopefully we get it. Perfect. Hopefully he doesn't bother me either. So that's our first electronic part. Alright, soon we're going to meet everyone's favorite character from our Resident Evil 2. So I'm going to stand here, look at this broken wall, and then aim at Mr. X. This should bait a punch from him, and then you can just run past him. So I'm going to pick up this herb for safety. And then when I get to the staircase, or this seat here, I'm going to shoot 1 bullet. That's a safer strat. That was shown to us by DJ ATC, another runner for this game. If done correctly, that should bait Mr. X into showing up later to this door. He can show up and just throw you, losing like 9 seconds. Here I'm gonna quick turn and then go to the right, avoiding that licker. Thankfully it worked. Sometimes it doesn't. One of our convoluted menu-ins didn't get through the door. Unfortunate. Now here I'm gonna pause. Thank you for the lick. Here I'm gonna pause buffer. Okay, that zombie's over there, and let's see if it worked. Did not. Hi, Mr. X. Nice to see you. Rude. That shot's another shot minute. To keep the zombies in the libraries from grabbing you. It didn't work. Love when it doesn't. We should be good though. That zombie's usually the one that kills you the easiest. The larger zombies in this game have a higher stumble rate, and so they move faster. So if the shot manip doesn't work and that zombie shows up just as you're pushing the second shelf, he will generally end up biting you. So because of all the damage we're going to have to do, I'm going to have to use a different strat for G3 most likely, because our DA is going to be too low. So this is our second electronic puzzle piece. We just have to fix the clock tower. So that fixes the bell. The bell hits the electronic puzzle piece and we can pick it up. All right, now I'm going to have the pause buffer here. All right, good. Couldn't tell if he was looking at me. All right, perfect. Zombies behaving. They're acting weirder than I'm used to because my DA is so low. Because your difficulty adjustment also affects how the zombies react. So this guy, you just run towards him and move to the left. Pick up ammo for later. And now we get to a short puzzle and everyone else's favorite section, the Sherry section, where you kind of just play hide and seek with Chief Irons. I was going to say Mr. X, but that's not true at all.
Awesome. Can I read a little bit of info about the charity?
Of course.
To write love on her arms is a non-profit movement dedicated to presenting hope and finding help for people struggling with depression, addiction, self-injury, and suicide. To write love on her arms exists to encourage, inform, inspire, and also invest directly into treatment and recovery.
So this puzzle is also RNG. This is the last RNG puzzle of the run. You can lose tons of time on this puzzle, and it's really weird because I run a lot of other RE games, and almost every other RE game except for maybe like RE3 OG has like non-RNG puzzles. So I don't know why they chose random puzzles that a casual player would never have noticed they were random. So when climbing this shelf, I'm going to climb. I'm going to look at this letter I here, and then I'm going to spam. Didn't work. Fun. Generally, that will let you climb immediately. Sometimes it works. Sometimes, like, it usually works. I don't know why it didn't work this time. I must have been looking at the wrong spot. But the Sherry section is just a 4-minute section where you kind of just run around. There's a little bit of tech, like the shelf climb. You can do it in a way such that you're next to the input so you can climb through the wall. You do these wiggles here that save a little bit of time while Sherry's walking downstairs.
Interesting fact about Sherry. The reason she's actually so slow is because she's in caution. She doesn't have full health.
Oh no, it's him.
Exactly. Also, I believe someone was testing because we have a trainer that allows us to change health and stuff, and I believe she actually moves faster in danger, but there's no way to get her in danger because Chief Irons just game over if Chief Irons catches you, and there's no way to take damage in this run. Like, I'm just doing the wiggles here. You don't actually have to because this is just a scripted timing, so you can't actually go faster. Also, Chief Irons has a very, very, very bad potty mouth. Yeah, I believe she runs faster in danger. I haven't tested it myself, but if I'm remembering correctly, Curtis, a amazing runner of this game, was the one that said it.
It's all over now.
Also, Chief Irons' recognition is based off of his flashlight, so you can hide behind certain things where you're like, oh, there's no way he doesn't see me, and he just doesn't see you. But we're gonna take it safe and not meme on him so that we don't reset or game over, even though it's kind of funny when you get caught. Like, I've seen people hide in here get caught when his flashlight shines through that little hole right there. Like, I can stand up right here while waiting, but we're just gonna wait for Mr. Chief Irons. I keep thinking Mr. X. I don't know why today.
Oh god.
Bitch has gotta be here somewhere.
So we're gonna just hide here. And then he just can't see you. So you just stand here doing nothing. It's always a good time in runs to catch up with chat, since you're not really doing much in the Sherry section besides optimal movement.
This is your last fucking chance. Show
Like I said, potty mouth. He just swears a lot. It's not nice, Chief Irons. We shouldn't be swearing.
Especially at children.
So here, we're gonna pick up the key. Oh, it didn't happen. If you input too quickly on that key, you can get 2 keys. The game just duplicates them for some reason. No idea why. It just, when you're inputting too fast, the game just duplicates the key. It's always fun to watch a new runner's experience when they get a duplicate key. They're like, what? What is this? And it's like, yeah, you just mashed too fast. So next we're coming up to what I say is one of the hardest bosses in this game. Our hardest mini-boss. 1, the camera in this angle. Or the camera in this area. Loves being weird. 2, the door after this cutscene. Hardest mini-boss in the game.
Good to see you again, Claire.
Alright, not too bad. But yeah, Claire likes to bonk a lot on things, going through doors and stuff. I think it's because she's in caution. She goes like head first into doors because of the way her animation's set up. Leon, you run on fine. So you, because he doesn't slow down in caution, but he stair skates slower. So you always want to be in fine for Leon. But Claire, she stair skates slower in caution, but she makes up for it on the straight surfaces. Right, so to bait Mr. X here, I'm just gonna look at him over here. Peekaboo, say hi. He's gonna punch at me, and I'm just gonna run away. So leaving RPD, Claire has a lot harder time than Leon. Leon just follows Ada and goes into Kendo's shop. Here we gotta deal with a bunch of zombies and some dogs. I don't know if I shot him too... Okay, we're good. Thought I shot him too early.
Looks like the only way forward.
So there's a lot of precise shots to do in between RPD2 and RPD, or in sewers. Dogs are always free, right, chat? Clearly no dog has ever killed a run, especially not the dog after the bus. Never killed a run. Sometimes this dog bites me too. Not a fan of it when that happens because he's supposed to be free. Alright. He's decided to behave today. Let's see what RNG this dog gives me. He's got like 3 different randomness. Why does... He's been giving me the exact same RNG in every single run I've been practicing. If he gives you that turnaround RNG, you have to quick turn around that police car or you get bit. Alright, he barking, so we're good. Making me nervous still. Okay, we're good. The dogs were in fact free.
Dogs are free.
Dogs are free.
Hello? I have the pendant.
So, this is Chief Irons again. He was implanted with a G embryo, and now he's dead. Bye, Chief. Now we're coming to what I've said is my favorite section of the game, the sewers. And I know a lot of RE2 runners think I'm crazy for saying that. But yeah, sewers is my favorite section of the game.
Sherry? Where are you? Claire! Sherry? I'll be right there! Go, go, go!
Can I read a quick donation?
Yep.
Don't stop!
So we actually have 2 donations. $20 from Bear Force saying, sure this guy can eat a tree, but let's see how he can handle pizza. Tompano donated $18. Look at this handsome man run. Big up the RE community. You got this desk chain. Take it home, big man, and much love.
Aw, thank you, everyone. Thank
And
you.
we're now at $100, guys.
Keep going now. I'm gonna smell like shit.
All right, so we have two more really hard shots to make. One of them is as you're coming through a door. There's a zombie on your right that you have to shoot. And hopefully I don't miss because the next herb is in a room with 2 other zombies.
Cable car. Here?
All right, I'm gonna just take this safe. That shot's incredibly difficult because you have like half a second to line it up.
Right there.
This next one's more important. So now we're in sewers. The cutscene I skipped there shows that Sherry was talking to Annette. Annette was being a wonderful person, saying you should have stayed at home, even though there were zombies everywhere. And Sherry went to the police station because, you know, police are safe. So we gotta go save Sherry. To do that, we need to open the door. So I'm gonna stick to the left side here, and then hopefully not miss. Perfect. I'm gonna run here, grab this herb for safety. All right, Kojima has done that in literally every... I don't know why he's doing that. He usually doesn't do that thing. Oh. Whatever. I was gonna try to shoot his knees out so he dies. But yeah, Kojima usually is the name for that zombie in the jumpsuit. Normally he follows towards you, but every single time I've done a run of this game recently, he's just been walking up the staircase. And I don't know if there's just something different with the way I'm moving into the room, or if the version we run on, which is the down patch version. This isn't the RTX patch, because the RTX patch broke things for speedrunners. It changed zombie placements and certain other aspects. So we use the older version, the DX11 version. So I'm not sure why he's just acting differently. All right, there's a randomness here where a G adult could show up, but he didn't show up this time. And now let's see what my RNG on the way back is. Not great. Okay. I'm gonna just bait you. Thank you. All right. Oh, actually, the high-vis zombie might be dead. I'm not sure if I killed him. Which is good, because he is the one who can usually hide in the staircase on your way back from the Queen Plug. So this is where one of the biggest route changes for 60 versus 120 is, besides just the fact that I haven't picked up any knives besides the first knife, is you have to pick up the spark shot in the plug room.
Okay. This is creepy. Oh, Jesus. They're everywhere.
So these are G adults. This is why most people hate sewers. But I'm just gonna run around him. And we're gonna run around this guy too. He's not gonna touch us. See? Big, giant, cuddly bears. You can do that on Leon as well. You can run past that G adult. I'm not sure if most people know that. There are no splits yet. I don't know if the mods have discussed it, but current patch and next gen patch haven't been split, which I'm not sure when they are or if they are, because next gen patch for console gave the opportunity for higher frame rates, which definitely impacts this game. So I don't know if they've discussed it yet. There hasn't been any. I don't know if they've said anything. All right, so now we have the spark shot. Makes the exit from sewers with all the G adults much easier. I'm gonna equip it right now, actually. So this room is just a lot of optimal movements, quick turns, and stuff like that, so you can get the items faster. All right, so what are you gonna do? He didn't spit, so I'm gonna run. I'm gonna shoot him. If the G adults make a sound, they'll do a roar, and then they'll start spitting out G babies. If they do that, you can just run past them on the right. It's because he didn't do anything. I'd have to bait an attack, and the spark shot, you can shoot a couple of them. This guy I'm actually gonna dodge like this. Normally you would just shoot him with a spark shot, but I want to have extra spark shot in case of Ivy's misbehaving in labs. We're just gonna bait that guy for a bit. And now I believe the high vis zombie is dead. His name's Pretzels. A lot of the larger zombies are named after food. So I'm pretty sure he's still on the ground. He is not on the ground. All right, well, let me see some staircase. Or he is on the ground? I don't know. I guess he might have been on the ground. I just didn't see him. That room is very scary on the way back. A lot of new runners and a lot of runners will just throw a hand grenade and pick up an extra grenade that's in the sewers as well. So this solution will be queen, king, rook in the middle here. Knight, bishop.
All right, Sherry. On my way.
All right, so hopefully this fight goes well because the autosave if you die is not very good. I have to keep checking to make sure that I have my grenade equipped because I can't see my sub weapon. So I'm gonna throw a hand grenade. All right, did it a bit late, but normally you would throw that grenade as you pass the that hose that's on the ground, and then G2 would pop down from the ceiling. So for this fight, I'm gonna focus up a little bit, but essentially I'm gonna just use the spark shot twice and then my knife, which I forgot to break, so I'm gonna have to actually equip the full health knife. I gotta wait up here for a second, and then go in. That baits that slash. I hear it popping. Hopefully that hit his back eye. Okay, good. We're gonna hit him 13 times, and then shoot his back eye, and walk out in front of the crane. All right, thankfully he's in front of the crane, I think. Ooh, that's actually bad. I think we're two-cycling this. Yeah, we're two-cycling this. All right, well, I'm gonna blame marathon luck.
Always guarantee some marathon RNG.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to... Oh, come on. All right, well, we're just gonna wait here because he's not gonna die. I might just flash him. might just hit the crane and flash him and then just do one flash lab lickers. Because he's being extremely weird. I've never had this happen. Alright, don't hit me. Oh, I'm dead. Well, now we get to see how bad the autosave is. Which is not great on 60. Alright, I think I know how I'm going to do this. We're just going to take this very slow. That's unfortunate. Man, this fight is honestly difficult today. Can you go down, please? Alright, wow. G3 is going to be a bit weird. So we don't have to do one flash. We don't have to do one flash G3, but it's going to be a bit spooky because we're not going to have that many flashbangs. Or not flashbangs, spark shots. All right, so that's just an example of something that can go extremely wrong. G2 is a huge run killer. You can miss a shot by a little bit, or in that case, I think my DA was too low, which causes him to drop immediately when you hit his back eye with the second spark shot. And also causes him to take less damage because his eye closes up, so he doesn't take the full amount of damage from the spark shot. But, okay recovery. You know, one death there is not too bad. That autosave is not very good. So we just took it extremely safe to progress.
Hold on, Sherry.
So now we've saved Sherry, but Sherry has been infected with the G virus. And so now we gotta cure her. We gotta find the antivirus.
Almost there, Sherry. We're almost there.
Which leads us into the nest.
Good. Cable car. Okay. Better check everything. There's no turning back.
Yeah, dying in that fight is definitely very is not great because that autosave is right there in the fight itself, and you can't do the strat anymore, so you have to recover it in one way. So that's just the safest way I could think of to recover it. In like a run, most people would just reset. If that happened, you just reset because it's at least
Hold on, Sherry.
probably a minute time loss from just dying and stuff. So Sherry has the vest, the jacket now because she was cold. So we now have 2 jackets because Claire's still wearing hers, which is always funny with the costumes that you're using. If you play the game with the normal outfits, like the story outfits, Claire will actually take off her jacket and you'll have the tank top while you're running through. So now we have the wristband. We got to go get the other parts to it because we don't have access to the further parts of the lab. We only have the guest pass. So pick up this, reload. All right. Spark shot situation isn't too bad. I have 1 less than I usually do, so that's not bad. And the DA is about the same, even with a death, so should be fine. So something to talk about DA as well is once you get higher than 7 DA, zombies start taking more headshots. So you just have to be careful. So this guy's probably going to tank a couple. There we go. So instead of 1 headshot, it's usually 2 or more. So it's just something you have to watch out for. And they also can double lunge once you get higher DA. Once you get past, I think, 8, they can double lunge. Exactly. Nap room, best part. You just go to sleep. All right. So labs is rough. There's a section coming up, the lab liquor room, Lab Liquor Room is definitely the late game, one of the late game run killers. There's still technically G3, who's also a late game run killer. So I'm gonna pick up probably. I have to do inventory management in my head right now. Oh, I don't have room for an extra herb. Okay, well we just have the one herb then. We should be fine. So we see all this plant stuff. This plant is blocking access to our next upgrade for the wristband, so we now have to get past that. So I'm going to pick up a flashbang here and put in the code 3123 and 2067. One of those you can find on a trophy, and the other one you can find on the hatch. But we're speedrunners, so we don't need to do that. We know the codes. And a funny thing about those is that they're actually the inverse image of the numbers. So the blank space is what the number represents, or the symbol is. It's just a blank space in a number. Like one is I don't know how to describe it anymore. It's just the inverse. Thank you. So this puzzle is pretty easy. Red, green, blue. Downside is if it eats one of your inputs, you hit the wrong thing, and then you gotta fix it. And that just loses a lot of time. Alright, so this is an Ivy. He is extremely close. Please don't be that close. Thank you. Ivies are one-hit kills if you don't have a sub-weapon. So they're very, very, very scary. But you can stun them by shooting one of their bulbs. So another thing that might scare runners from the 60 FPS category is on Claire. You do labs at 7 DA. And like I said, they get means stunned. Enemies take longer to stun. On 120, you're usually around 6,800 or so here. So zombies still stun in one hit. A difference between the scenarios. We're doing A scenario. A scenario has an okay sewers, harder labs. B scenario has a harder sewers, easier labs. All right, these zombies sometimes will stun in one, thankfully. And this guy sometimes takes 3 or more. And now, hopefully this goes well. I'm going to pause buffer to see the RNG I got. All right, this isn't terrible RNG. I'm going to shoot the ceiling, throw a hand grenade or flashbang. That completes the liquors to the ceiling. That guy's still active, so I have to not get bit. Hi, friend. He lunged towards me, so I should be able to go this way. Oh, I was not expecting that. Okay, cool. Well, we're doing flashless second part of Lab Liquor, so this is gonna be fun. I should have equipped. I wasn't expecting her to be active yet. So yeah, this has a 2-minute time loss if you die here, because the closest autosave is back in the room where we got the first liquid. Oh yeah, I don't have a flashbang. All right, I think I know a way to do this. Leave me alone. All right, cool. Easy peasy. Probably the easiest no flash labs I've ever seen.
GG.
All right, that was stressful. Now our next autosave's right here. So, because of the way, so the reason I'm talking about autosaves is because of the way that the in-game timer works, you can't load autosaves in RE2R speedruns because it rolls back your IGT. So, but your IGT stays the same if you die. So if you make a mistake, you can continue if you die, but you can't just load an autosave because it rolls back the IGT. All right, this is where I saved a spark shot for. Yeah. That Ivy likes to kill runs. All right, well, my DA is kind of low for G3, so I'm going to have to do a strat that was shown to me by the one and only coffee drinking noob. And because you'll do too much damage with the spark shot if you shoot G3's stomach eye. And so we're going to shoot his hand instead. And it does a little bit less damage, and you can hopefully, if I do it right, he won't phase. Because if he phases, it's very bad. You'll end up getting no damage done, and then you have to run around with a handgun trying to kill him. It's very slow. So for this fight, I'll be doing 3 shots to his knee eye, back eye. I don't remember what order I do it. I think it's knee eye, shoulder eye. Yeah, knee eye, shoulder eye, back eye. And then we'll do his hand because my DA is too low. And then afterwards, we'll do back eye, shoulder eye, knee eye. And hopefully, he'll behave. You have to quit out of that little cutscene there as soon as possible because it actually counts towards your IGT. Or not the cutscene, the interact screen with that, just like we did with the key card earlier. All right, here we go. I'm gonna take this a bit slow so I can shoot his hand. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. The only downside is it takes him a bit longer to get up, but we should be fine here. I'm gonna stand over here. He's gonna roar. And he's not gonna give me his back eye. Whoops. Oh, wait, maybe. That's not good. Hopefully I didn't do too much damage there. Alright, well, now we just improvise. Don't phase. Alright, we're gonna just wait. Unfortunate. But it is what it is. I can't see him. There he is. Can you do something, please? Can't see his eye still. Come on. That's not great. Oh, none of the bosses want to cooperate today. Yeah, he definitely is trolling me. Please stop. Okay. You need to go down, sir. I'm trying to just hit that eye. Let he goes down. If he goes down, this fight's over. Don't phase. Alright. You need to stop. Sir, please don't kill me. Oh my god, that took forever. It's alright. We're gonna just blame the RNG. Oh, don't do this to me. Claire, no. Thank you. Her gun reloads really. I'm gonna pick up the for whole heal. We'll get to finish on full health instead of caution, guys. It's fun. Yeah, both those boss fights went very, very unfortunate, very, very poorly. But that's all right. It's just it happens sometimes. You know, I believe the way someone once put it is that most viewers only get to see the PBs. They don't get to see the struggles we get to get the PBs. Claire running in fine feels very, very different. All right, so now we have the antivirus. We have to go back to get Sherry. So that's Annette. Annette's crying over Sherry. None of these come. Please, thank you.
Sherry.
The menu sometimes doesn't like to work with runners. Sometimes you'll move your mouse over and it won't actually register. And it's just something that happens. And also sometimes the menu, you'll open your menu and the mouse will be like on the far left side of the screen. And there's nothing you can do to control that. It just happens. So we're making our way to our escape.
Claire? Yeah? Thank you for being so nice to me. For helping me. I'm really glad I met you.
I'm really glad I met you too, Sherry. But save your things until I get you out of this place.
So coming up, we're going to pick up this knife. I'm going to keep my grenades equipped on the eventuality that I get grabbed by an Ivy coming up, because I don't have my 2 spark shots for safety. We have to hold this door for Sherry. It's faster than her opening it herself. These Ivies are a lot easier on Claire's campaign. You can just run past them.
Sherry, run!
Yeah, I learned that one in the hard way.
On Leon's campaign, you have to actually do a shot minute to be able to stop them. The other side of the coin, though, is that you have to sit in this room while Sherry unlocks this door. With a bunch of Ivies over here. So I'm going to pick up a safety ammo pickup because I'm going to have to shoot eye bulbs.
I think I can open it from the other side.
Generally, on 60, you'll have 2 spark shots left over after G3. And on 120, you have a bunch of knives you need to break. Uh-oh. Thank God he... Yes, come here. That's nice, Sherry. Having a bit of an issue right now. Don't grab me. Well, we're gonna do 1 grenade. G2. It's fine. It's just gonna be slower. So those are Ivies. They're very fun. Everyone's favorite enemy, I think. Definitely not lying. All right, so we're coming up on the final boss.
Sherry, you hanging in there?
This is going to be G4. On 60, the strat is normally to use 2 hand grenades. But because I had to use a hand grenade on that Ivy,
Worth a try.
I have to do one hand grenade, so we're gonna have to finish him off with a minigun.
Until detonation.
And then time will be coming up as soon as the cutscene for his death plays.
If you can just let me know when it's time and I'll stop it, pal.
Yep.
Why can't you just die?
So normally you would throw a hand grenade and just pop his last bit of eyes, but he was only a few from. Look at this beautiful costume. And time.
Ooh, bang on, 58 minutes and 20 seconds.
Nice.
GG.
We're looking at 56:39 IGT, so not bad.
Get some GGs in chat, guys. In game time, 56:39. Very, very good run.
Yeah, pretty good run for how much issues happened from Sewers on. So, good run. It's a fun game. If you're ever looking to run this game, you can definitely join the RE2R Discord. A lot of nice people in there.
And we managed to raise a total of $100 now, so that's also good. So thank you everyone for the donations. Thank you deschain for joining us at FTLG and running for us.
Of course, thank you for having me. And I believe I'll be back on Sunday as well for a different game. So,
Sounds awesome. Just bear with us a moment, guys. We will get transitioned over shortly.
I'm living for a new tomorrow.
I'm living for the grace that carries us through our hardest days.
All that was created for me to enjoy.
I'm living for hope.
Christina Perri concerts, plot twists, wedding bells, travel, sweet surprises.
I am living for the day when I finally see that it really does get better.
I live for going on walks with my friends and family and laughing really hard at silly things.
I hope that whatever I do can encourage you that you're worth living for.
I am living for the possibilities. Yes, pain, but also joy and beauty and connection and redemption.
I am living for all of the memories that I have yet to create with the people that I love and all of the people that I have yet to show love to.
I'm living for the future of music.
मैं जी रही हूँ एक नए दिन के लिए.
I am living for the end of generational curses.
Estoy viviendo para ver el amanecer desde la colina, bailar mi canción favorita.
For memories still being made.
I am living for the Olympics because hope has not been cancelled.
Dwi'n byw ar gyfer fy nheulu, fy ffrindiau, am anturiaethau ar sêr. Dwi'n byw am y pocedi bach o golau yn yr eiliadau mwyaf tywyll.
Because our happiness is worth living for.
It's worth seeing whether I can create a better tomorrow for others.
I am worth living for, that my wife and my son are worth living for.
We can all make a difference in this world, and that difference is worth living for.
We can choose to care.
We can keep showing up.
We can keep remembering and reminding each other that it's possible to change.
We've got to keep trying.
You won't have to go alone.
There are people that want to help.
There are people who know how to help.
It is all worth living for.
Your life matters.
I'm living for all those friends who couldn't keep going. And I've actually found that I'm worth living for.